Comedian Field in Holliston, Massachusetts on Friday, November 8th for SportView's award-winning production of Holliston Panther Football 2019. It's found only on HCAT TV. Tonight, the Panthers host the Somerset Berkley Raiders in the semifinals of the MIAA Division 5 South playoffs. My name is Tom Emmons, and alongside of my co-hosts, Owen Radcliffe, and of course, the legend, Jay Wyman. Jay, it's finally Friday night football in Holliston for the Panthers. Can the Panthers feed off this great atmosphere and get off to a good start tonight?
Yeah, I think they can. And the big thing was the key was last week, Tom. They really broke out last week. Now they just ran the ball, didn't have to throw it once last week. Put up 40 points, I think, in the first half. And but they're coming out here tonight, and there is a big difference, I think, and I'm sure you and Owen will agree, and Carlos, that playing on Friday night has a little bit of a nice atmosphere. You know, you feel like we're back where we should be playing football Friday night. But to get back to the game, the boys on the other side of the field, they're 6-2. Somerset Berkley, a good running team. Maybe not quite as good passing the ball, but I'm sure they can throw it if they need to. But I think what Holliston has to do tonight is do what they did last week. Just control the clock, control possession, move the ball up and down the field, and just unleash that ferocious defense that they had last week.
Right. Holliston comes into this game with a record of 7-1. They've averaged 37 points a game on offense, giving up just 12 on defense. Their head coach is Todd Kiley in his 17th season with the Panthers. He's got 145 wins against 44 losses. The Somerset Berkley Raiders are 6-2, averaging 28 points a game, giving up 18 on the defense. Their head coach is Nick Freitas in his 11th season with the Raiders. He's got 79 wins against 38 losses. It's been home sweet home for the Panthers so far, under Todd Kiley. Todd Kiley's 75-20 in his 17 years here at Holliston. Holliston's 54-8 in the last 10 years since 2009, and they are an amazing 12-1, not counting last week's win against here in the playoffs here at Comedian Field.
Yeah, they've had some great games too. We were talking before the telecast tonight. We were talking a little bit some of those games, the Middleborough games, and I believe the Rockland is the one where they had the big touchdown and the Holliston prevented it and everything. So they've had some really classic games here. And, of course, tonight they're in their black uniforms, and for some reason they play very, very well in these uniforms.
Right. Last year, Holliston was on the winning ends, 42-0 against Somerset Berkley. Not many passes thrown in that game. Tristan Benson ran 15 times for 147 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dylan Ibbotson ran 8 times for 76 yards and a touchdown. And there were only 4 passes thrown in the game, but one of them was a Matt Tomaselli 60-yarder touchdown pass to Teddy Radcliffe.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too. You wonder how much you can, compare last year's game to this year's game. We saw in the Ashland game that it really didn't make much difference. So I'm pretty anxious to see what Somerset Berkley's going to throw at Holliston tonight.
And now HCAT's onboard statistician, Carlos Canto, with Los's pregame lowdown.
Thanks, guys. Well, the season has definitely turned. It's a much chillier night tonight. The temperature and weather on the field for tonight's playoff game, it's 28 degrees. It was actually snowing earlier in the day. There were a few snow flurries in the air, but that's since gone away. It's clear skies now. A little bit of a wind, 10-mile-an-hour wind coming from the northwest. But, guys, it's cold. It's Friday night. It's time for some playoff football.
Well, playoff football is Greek's time of the year. And Jay Wyman has Greek's tips of the game.
Yeah, the keys to the game tonight from the Greek. His first key is run the football. With the great success of War last week and the cold weather settling in, pound that rock. The other thing he says is smother their double wing offense, stack the box, and make them throw the football on third and long, early and often. And we talked about that last week, how you want to take a team out of their comfort zone. He also said history should repeat itself. A year ago, the same playoff situation, the Raiders traveled to Comedian and were dominated by the Panthers from start in a shutout, and this could happen again. He said, don't show very much with the winner of Foxborough-Canton game playing us next week. Don't show anything more than more to get the job done. And one last thing, he says, all-purpose Christian Sneelock, watch what he can do and see if he can score another touchdown in a different way.
The Greek knows his stuff.
He does.
Captains out for the opening coin toss. Number 6, Matt Arvanitis. Number 22, Dylan Ibbotson. Number 24, Mitch Gimblett. Number 4, Connor Mulvaney. And number 54, Ryan Burchard.
Well, like Carlos said, you know, it's a little bit cold out there tonight. It's 28 degrees. That's the magic number, you know, to kill off all these Triple E mosquitoes so they be able to play some night games now.
He was doing his best impression of Bruce Ludwig von Schwegler. For all you Channel 4 weather fans.
I go back to Don Kent, so.
Oh, wow.
Shelby Scott.
Game time temperature, if you want to hear it, is 28 degrees. But who cares?
Some of the rankings for the Holliston Panthers. Danny V has them number 20 in Eastern Mass. The Boston Globe has Holliston 17 and Max Preps 24th in the state.
Well, you know, they were really up there, and then, of course, the little thing that happened over there in Ashland, and I think now as they keep, if they're lucky enough to keep winning these playoff games, they'll keep moving up.
Holliston will receive the kick.
Holliston will receive the opening kickoff from the Raiders.
And we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment.
Panthers getting ready to receive the kick. Both teams in their respective huddles on the sideline.
We expect to see tonight, Owen. I think we're going to see a lot of running and defense, and you know it's funny, you know, a lot of football players talk about that's what championship games are made of, but it's also what cold weather is made of. You know, they don't like to. Sometimes the ball gets a little slick, so it's a little tough to throw it maybe a little bit. So I expect to see quite a bit of running tonight and some really tough defensive play.
Definitely, the war worked for them last week, and with the weather here tonight, no reason for them to try and switch it up a little bit. Schneelock and Gimblett are back to receive the kick as usual. Bryce Garrettson to kick off for, no, excuse me. Somerset Berkley kicks it off, low lining kick. Fielded by Schneelock, muffed it, picks it up around the goal line. Running back to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20 on the left side. Stiff arms, oh, to the 30, to the 35, forced it down to 35. Big 35-yard return after a muffed kick for Christian Schneelock.
This special teams has really played exceptionally well. We talked about this a lot in the last game. Is the receiving team has played out. There is a flag on the field, so let's see what this is. Probably a block in the back. That's normally what it is. But they play so well in both on the kicking teams and the receiving teams.
So the flag was a holding on the Panthers, so that'll bring it back. Still a very good return by Christian Schneelock, but the yardage is negated by the penalty.
Christian Schneelock, you know, he's been playing a lot, very well, and he got to play some offense last week and score a touchdown last week from the offense. He scored touchdowns on kickoff returns. Really special player.
So the Panthers will start their first drive of the game from their own 10-yard line. Arvanitis out there, the quarterback. Benson behind him. Arvanitis didn't play last week, but he's back in there today. Looked good in warm-ups. Takes the snap, drops back, looking to the right. Looking deep, first play. He's got Gimblett. Gimblett pulls it down and gets dragged down around the 47. Big pickup there of 43 yards for the Panthers on their first play of the game.
Yeah, now you get the problem as you're a defense coach playing against Holliston. As you know, last week they didn't throw a pass and they put up 40 points in one half. Come on here, they throw the first pass that Matt Arvanitis throws. It's a long bomb to Gimblett. He makes a nice catch. Very well covered, by the way, but he took the ball away from the defender.
43-yarder.
Little Randy Moss style catch going up there, pulling it out over the defender. Arvanitis back in the shotgun. Panthers on the Somerset Berkley 47. Benson has it. Benson going to the left. Benson gets out to the 40, to the 35. He gets pushed back a little bit, but is able to get out to about the 34. Another good pickup there, about 11 or 12 yards for Tristan Benson here.
Yeah, another first down there for Tristan Benson. And one of the things you saw there was that Holliston speed. And of course, we have never seen we haven't seen Somerset Berkley play this year, but I don't know if they're going to be able to play up with the speed that Holliston is showing tonight.
Panthers getting right back up to the line. 10:35 left. They've already run 2 plays plus a kickoff return. Arvanitis calling out some defenders. Put Radcliffe in motion left to right. Takes the snap. Quick screen pass. He's got a man to the right. Getting out to about the 25.
Gimblett
in on the catch. Picking up about 9 on the play.
And once again, one of the things we saw last week, of course, they played the war the whole game last week. They didn't play any spread offense, but that offensive line was just absolutely dominant last week. And so far right now, they've been giving Matt Arvanitis some really good protection.
Panthers driving on their first possession of the game. They're at the Somerset Berkley 26. Arvanitis puts Ryan in motion, going right to left. And he's looking. He's got Ryan on the left side. Ryan's got room to run. And he goes down around the 3. Little quick pass to Ryan. Ryan finds a hole. Picks up about 23 on the play.
Yeah, Topher Ryan, the tight end, and all the quarterbacks, we talk about this a lot, how quarterbacks really like to look for their tight ends. And it's great to have a combination like Arvanitis and Topher Ryan.
Arvanitis takes the snap, hands it to Benson. Benson fighting for it. He did not seem to get it. Stopped a little bit short. That'll bring up 2nd and goal. It looks like they are about the 1.
And they will go to will they go to the war offense right here? Yep.
Gary comes in. War worked very well for them last week. As Gary takes the snap, pitches to Benson. Benson going to the left. He's got a hole and he's in for the touchdown. Touchdown Panthers right off the bat. 8:45 left in the quarter, as it is quickly 6-0 Panthers.
Yeah, what you saw there, Owen, is that the Panthers coming out and showing you a little bit of everything they can do, passing and running out of the spread, and then they come in and finish it off with the nice run by Benson in the war offense. And this offensive line right now is picked up right where they left off last week, and they're dominating.
Absolutely. Mulvaney out for the kick.
Mulvaney's extra point.
Kick is up. And it is good. Sneaking over that right goal post, and Holliston jumps out to a 7-0 lead with 8:44 left in the first quarter.
Tristan Benson with the 10th touchdown of the season, 29th of his Panther career. He passed the 2,000-yard mark last week against Bedfield. And Connor Mulvaney with his 61st career extra point passes, well, he was tied with the immortal Grant Buchanan. Now he's in second place, chasing down Christian Baker.
You get a shot at Christian, does he? Or?
No. 113 extra points in his career.
Well, the night's not over yet. 8:44 left to go in the first quarter, 7-0 Holliston.
Nick Cotting back to kick from the 40. Comes in. High kick. Coming down around the 20. Taken by Somerset Berkley. Out to about the 30 before they are brought down. Looked like Sean Keaston on that stop. Kevin Lyons in there as well. Return of about 10 for Somerset Berkley. And they will start on their own 30-yard line.
So now we get to see this Holliston. We've seen the special teams that have done so well the last couple games, and the offense have done so well. And now we get to see this defense that was just absolutely, again, as the offensive line was last week, the defense was absolutely dominant last week.
Somerset Berkley running the war, as they did all season. Takes the snap.
On the ground.
Ball is on the ground. Looked like a muffed snap. Loss of about 1. Bring up 2nd and 11.
This game, of course, Holliston, they know this offense. They practiced against it. Maybe not the exact same plays and everything, but they know the blocking schemes and that type of thing, and they know what to look for, and they know how to contain those the outside and how to fill those gaps in the inside to try and defeat this offense.
Take the snap, pitch it to Robideau. Robideau going to his left. Met at the line. Gain of about, looks like they're going to give him about 1.5 yards, so that'll bring him out to the 31-yard line. About a 2-yard pickup from Robideau, bringing up 3rd and 9 or 10.
And this is an offense that really, a couple games in a row, they put up over 50 points. So they do have some potency in that offense.
So 3rd and 9 for the Warriors. A pitch going to their right. Picked up about 2. Dylan Rodriguez picking up about 1 yard or so before he gets forced down. Looks like Zach Athion on the stop. And that'll bring up 4th down. So Somerset Berkley's first drive is quickly stifled by the Panthers D, and they will get the ball right back.
Yeah, that was really played well by Sean Keast. What Sean was able to do, he didn't make the tackle, but he was able to turn that play in, didn't let the runner get to the outside, and gave Zach Athy an opportunity to come up and make the play.
Shaker back to punt. Schneelock back there by himself. Low snap. David Harding almost got in on the block. Schneelock will take it around the 35. He'll bring it out to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40. Cuts back, stays on his feet. He's got room, breaks another tackle. And he took it all the way. Breaking a few tackles, made a nice play along the sideline, keeping his balance, staying in bounds. No flags on the play. And Christian Schneelock picks up the quick touchdown.
Well, I tell you, you got to give it to the Greek. The Greek said his number 5 thing was all-purpose Schneelock. Watch if the versatile Christian can find another way to score a TD, and he was able to do it right there. Nicely done. Nice blocking too by the up front guys.
54-yard return by Christian Schneelock. 64-yard return, excuse me. Mulvaney back to punt.
Christian Schneelock, 65 yards on the return.
The kick is up, and it is good. 14-0 Panthers, 6:28 left to go in the first quarter.
Well, with that 64-yard return, that puts Christian Schneelock over 500 all-purpose yards on the season. That was his 5th touchdown of the season.
And he's not that big, but boy, this is now the second time. The kickoff he did it, and also here, he just bowled over some people. I mean, he really is strong kid, very, very fast.
He's also got a kickoff return for a touchdown, 2 pick-six touchdowns, and he scored a running touchdown last week against Medfield.
Inside 6.5 to go.
And Connor Mulvaney got another point, and I was only 112 behind, right? I told you.
That was number 62.
All right, 6:28 left to go in the first quarter, and Holliston tees it up.
Nick Cotting back to kick. Solorzano Jr. back to receive.
Cotting's kick is in the air.
A lining kick coming out to about the 20. Bounces at the 20. Picked up. He's able to break one tackle, breaks another. And gets out to about the 27 with forward progress. Nick Cotting's kick seemed to land a little bit in front of the returner.
Yeah,
Bounced back a little bit.
It almost looked like it hit him in the toe. He almost like he went to go catch it, but then he wasn't sure if he just wanted to catch it on the bounce, and it looked like it hit him in the foot there. But once again, those Holliston, the kickoff unit really holding their lanes and doing a really nice job of getting downfield quickly and making the tackle.
Holliston's special teams has been very good all year, kicking and returning. As they pitch it out, going to the right, ran into his own lineman, down around the 28.
This Panther defense has been outstanding this season. They've only allowed 68 yards on the ground for their average this season. 171 yards, 103 through the air.
Brandon Medeiros on that run. Looked like he ran into the back of one of his linemen. No gain. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that play looked like it. The line looked like they did a nice job opening up, and then all of a sudden, boom, everything just closed right up on them.
To the other side.
Shaker taken to the right.
Maybe a yard.
Picks up about a yard.
Up in Robideau, the ball carrier.
You know, once again, they put in the this Somerset Berkley team in an area they're really not comfortable doing. These 3rd and longs, 3rd and 9 here, and you know, forcing him into maybe having to throw the ball. And they got some real ball hawks back here in this the defensive backfield for Holliston.
Medeiros, the quarterback, is only 18 for 50 for 250 yards and 5 touchdowns on the season. This is clearly a running attack.
So they take the snap, pitch it out, and it's going to be a pass. Schneelock wasn't looking, but the pass came up short. So that'll bring up 4th and 9. Trying to run a little trick play. Dylan Rodriguez into the pass. Looked like he was looking for Robideau along the right side, but it came up short.
Yeah, and once again, that's what I'm talking about, the comfort zone. And, you know, as Tom told you, the quarterback is, you know, hasn't really had an exceptionally fine year. And, you know, so they give it to the running back and let him throw the ball.
Shaker back to punt. Schneelock receiving. Sometimes they go with the tandem of Schneelock and Gimlet, but it looks like it'll only be Schneelock today. And he's going to keep it himself. He's got room. He's going to pick up the first down. He gets out to about the 50, but about the 45. Great run of about 25 on a fake punt for a first down Warriors.
Great run and a great call over there by the other team's coach. You know, he's been around a long time. Is it Coach Friedis, I believe is his name? And,
right.
And he's been around a long time, and that's a tremendous call there.
Nobody on that side of the field for the Panthers was able to make it to about the 50 before anybody even got to him. And Medeiros is back in there. He's going to take it himself. Looks like about 2 yards. His offensive line's trying to push him forward. But they blow the whistle. So he picks up about a yard or two. Looks like they're going to give him 2. Bringing up 2nd and 8.
Clock is running. There's 3:50 left to go in the first quarter.
Their running back, number 30, Ethan Robideau, has 600 yards on the season and 12 touchdowns, which is 4th highest in Division 5.
Small guy, 5'5", but he's got speed. And they pitch it out. Going to the right, jumps over one tackler, and then is dropped by Connor Mulvaney.
Dropped his right, and what a nice tackle by Connor Mulvaney. Again, you know, we talk every so often about how if you're a coach, you want to show some of these game films to kids. You want to show that game film right there, what Connor Mulvaney did. He just wrapped and just brought the runner down. Nicely done, nicely played.
Mulvaney with 32 tackles on the season for the Panthers.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 7 as the clock ticks under 3 minutes. Medeiros into that run.
Looks like they've changed quarterbacks. They got Robbie Shaker, number 9, in at quarterback.
As he takes the snap, keeps it himself, going to the left. He's looking to pass. Looking downfield, picked off. It looks like Dylan Ibbotson in there. He spins around one tackler and is met at the 40. So Dylan Ibbotson with a big pick, and the Panthers will get another opportunity here with 2:27 left to go in the first quarter.
That was a very tough play for the quarterback there, Shaker, to attempt, because when you see the replay, what you'll see is he's right-handed and he's coming across trying to make the pass, but he didn't turn his whole hip. He didn't get his hips turned all the way around and kind of let the ball kind of float a little bit. And Dylan Ibbotson, and I told you this defensive backfield, a bunch of ball hawks. Dylan Ibbotson's one of those guys who made a nice interception.
So the ball is spotted at the 41. As Arvanitis comes back in there. They put Gimlet in motion going left to right. Hand it off to Gimlet on the jet sweep, going to his left. Get out to the 45 to the 50. There is a flag.
Yeah, I think what I might have seen was an illegal shift. I think I saw 2 guys moving at the same time. Yeah, and that's the call.
So illegal shift on Holliston. They'll bring it back. after what was otherwise an excellent run for Gimlet, picking up about 12. But it'll be brought right back.
2:18 left to go in the first quarter. And you know, these are the things that you want to. We talk about playing clean, with no penalties, no turnovers. As you get deeper into these playoffs here, it becomes more and more important because the teams you're playing should be getting better and better. So you want to make sure to play as clean as possible.
So a 1st and 15 on the Holliston 36, and there's a flag out.
Now this is offsides of defense, so they'll get their 5 yards right back. And what they're doing this year, you know, with these new rules is they don't play it out. They don't play it through. Once you get that the penalty, whether it's a movement or offside, you know, in the zone, in the what do you call them? Yeah. Once you get that, then you know they get the 5 yards automatically. They stop the play and get the 5 yards automatically.
No free plays this year.
Nope.
So bringing it right back to 1st and 10 after essentially offsetting penalties. Arvanitis back in the shotgun. Benson behind him to put Radcliffe in motion, going left to right. Arvanitis takes the snap, hands it off to Benson. Benson up the middle, he's got room. Now he's going to his left, gets out to about the 50. Out to about the 35. Knocked out of bounds around the 32. So a great pickup there of about 27 for Tristan Benson.
And what do we talk about with Tristan Benson all the time? The great speed and tremendous balance and the ability to cut on a dime. And he's also, you know, a powerful runner too. He get near the end of that play, you know, pick up a few extra yards by carrying a guy along with him. But boy, does he have great speed, as a lot of these guys from Holliston do.
So now the Panthers have 1st and 10 on the Somerset Berkley 32. Arvanitis takes the snap. Hands it off to Ibbotson. Ibbotson going to the right. Able to get away from one defender. Tripped up around the 30. So able to shed one tackler, but only picked up about 2 on the play.
Yeah, and what he did there, he gave a little, what do you call those things? A little shimmy shake there, and to fake the first attempted tackler out. And Dylan then was able to turn the corner a little bit, but they came up and did a nice job of playing defense.
Holliston Panthers over 100 yards. They've got 119, 74 yards passing, 45 yards rushing.
Arvanitis puts Radcliffe in motion, going right to left. Takes the snap. He keeps it himself, going to his left. He's looking for Radcliffe. Hit Radcliffe in the chest, squirted out of the hands. Falls incomplete, bringing up 3rd and 8 as the first quarter has come to a close. And so we will be right back after this with the second quarter. And we are back with the second quarter as Holliston is faced with a 3rd and 8 on the Somerset Berkley 30-yard line. Arvanitis back in the shotgun. He's got Benson to his left. They put Gimlet in motion, going right to left, and they hand it off to Radcliffe. Radcliffe has a hole. He's got room to the 20, to the 10. He's going to go in for the touchdown. Teddy Radcliffe runs it in 30 yards on a little PA. Faked the handoff to Gimlet, handed it off to Radcliffe. Radcliffe finds a hole and runs it in for 30 yards.
That was a great timing play, and that thing was executed perfectly by not only the backs but that offensive line. What a great job! I haven't seen that play before. I don't know if Holliston's run it, but really nicely done. Teddy Radcliffe's another one. You know, he gets out front and he's gonna, you know, no one's gonna catch him.
Connor Mulvaney with the extra point. Kick is up. And it is good. So Holliston jumps out to a 21-0 lead as we are 11 seconds into the second quarter. 21-0 Panthers.
We just found out, Owen, you know, you're being heard worldwide. Did you know that? We have
Thailand.
We have someone over in Thailand watching us, someone down in Florida, someone in New Hampshire. Where else? New Jersey. Maybe next year we'll have someone down in Fordham listening to us. You never know. Okay, 11:49 left to go in this half in Holliston right now. It's been is really kind of had their way so far with Somerset Berkley in all 3 phases of this game.
Teddy Radcliffe coming into this game with 3 touchdown catches, and now he's got a pair of touchdown runs, so 5 touchdowns on the season for Radcliffe.
Kick is away. Rendu takes it around the 15, around the 10. Runs it back to the about the 30. Knocked down around the 27. Return of about 17 for Rendu, as Somerset Berkley will start on their own 29.
Yeah, see, now they know. Now they get in the situation, as I talked about earlier, where you get in a, you're a running team. That's basically what you do. That's what you do well. And, I mean, there's plenty of time left. It's not like they're going to be, they have to get too upset about this here. But, at some point, they got to start making a move. Otherwise, Holliston's really going to pull away.
Shaker back in there for the war. He takes it, hands it off, going to the right. Rodriguez picks up about 2 on the play.
See, the thing when you run this offense is Holliston runs it too. Is a lot of it is I don't want to say necessarily deception, but a lot of times there's so much going on in there that you can maybe lose who the ball carrier is. Holliston doesn't seem to do that. They've been able to really control the line of scrimmage, and when they control the line of scrimmage, once the openings come, they're able to close them up and make nice tackles.
And so Somerset Berkley has 2nd and 8 on their own 32. Shaker takes the snap. He's keeping it himself, goes up the middle, gets out to about the 36. Picks up about 4 on the play, which should bring up 3rd and 4.
I'm not sure if that was really a good fake, or it might have been a broken play, because I think he kind of looked. I think he was expecting someone to come across that backfield, and they didn't come across, so he turned and took it up the middle for a couple yards.
3rd and 4 as the clock ticks down to 10 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the second quarter. As they pitch it to Rodriguez, who's taking it to the right. Looks like he is stopped short of the first down. So that'll bring up 4th and short. Looks like about a yard or 2. As Somerset Berkley is faced with a decision.
That's right, the first big decision of the night for either team. And this is where ordinarily you would probably punt here, but you give the ball back to Holliston, without getting another first down. It's going to be tough.
Looks like they are back in the war formation. Shaker takes the snap. They hand it off, a little double handoff to Rodriguez, who picks up the first down. Gets out to about the 46. So a pickup of about 8 on the play for a Warriors first down.
Boy, nicely played there back in that offensive backfield by Somerset Berkley. That second handoff was really well timed. Waited till the opening came up in the offensive line, and they got their first down.
So 1st and 10 on the 46. As Shaker is under center, takes the snap, hands it off. Going to the left. Mello picks up nothing. Stopped at the line. Looks like Connor Mulvaney in there. Timothy Aylward as well. Bringing up 2nd and 10 for the Warriors.
Well, they came up, and what Kevin Lyons was able to do, he was able to come up and once again shut down the capability of getting outside, and that's what you want to do. You want to contain, and then was able to get in on that tackle on with the other guys.
Kevin Lyons, 46 tackles, are leading the Panthers this season.
2nd and 10 for the Warriors as they take it. Hand it off going up the middle. Looks like he picks up about 1 there.
Gain of maybe 2.
Tried to go up the middle. A hole didn't open up, and the Panthers were able to stop him after about 2 yards.
One of the things that I see, the way they're running the wall, Tom and Owen, it looks a little bit different. It looks like the quarterback is stepping back a little bit more. And when he does, that gives the defense a little bit more time to react. I'm not sure if he's doing that all the time or just the last few times I've been watching.
As Shaker rolling to his right, looking to pass. The pass is complete, but it did not look like they gained any yardage, as a Holliston defender was right there. Mitch Gimlet in there. So that'll bring up 4th and long. Looks like they may have even lost a yard, which would be 4th and 9, as Shaker appears to go back for the punt.
7:37 left to go in the first half. And you can bet Holliston will be watching for that fake punt again now.
Well, with only one receiver back there, and Schneelock is very shallow, they have a little more flexibility than back when they had 2 receivers. But Shaker is going to punt it this time. Almost got a hand on it, as it bounces around the 31, down to about the 25, and Schneelock falls on it.
Well, the pressure there being put on by Dave Harding, and David Harding, you know, he's been there all year long. He's come in and he's done such a really great job forcing quarterbacks, forcing punters, forcing kickers. You know, he just really puts a lot of pressure on whoever's back there, and he really does a good job. And he's gotten to a few, but he's really made the punters and quarterbacks do some things a lot earlier than they wanted to.
Yeah, it's not easy to throw a long pass when you got David Harding breathing down your neck.
And so with 7:25 left here in the second quarter, the Panthers come back out. They'll be starting on their own 24, as Arvanitis and Benson are in the backfield. They put Gimlet in motion, going right to left. And they hand it off to Gimlet. Gimlet going to his right. He was in motion left to right, and looks like he gained maybe a yard. Might have been stopped for no gain. Looks like he gained about a yard.
Yeah, well, what happened there was Somerset Berkley did an excellent job of stringing Mitch out. He didn't get a chance to turn that corner, and they were able to come up and finish him off.
Matt Arvanitis with a good start to this game. He's 3 or 4 for 74 yards passing.
Arvanitis in the backfield. Benson to his right. They put Gimlet in motion, going left to right again. Arvanitis keeps it himself, though. Little dump pass to Ryan. Ryan going up the middle. Able to get away from one defender. Down to about the 42 for a Panthers first down.
Yeah, I guess that would qualify kind of as a screen pass. I guess he had a little bit of a screen out there in front of him, and he did a very nice job. And Matt Arvanitis looks excellent tonight, as Carlos just said.
Arvanitis with the yardage tonight puts him at 2,640 yards, moves him to 4th place all-time list passing Tyler Perino.
So the quick little dump picks up 16. As the Panthers are on their own 41. Arvanitis takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking to his right, he has Ryan. Ryan able to shed one tackler. Gets out to about the 41. So a pickup of about 18 on the play, as Arvanitis finds Topher Ryan again.
Yeah, those two are clicking right now, and it's great when you have a tight end like that, as I said earlier, who you can just always depend on. You know, he's always going to make the play, and when he gets it, he knows how to run with the ball, too.
And looks like Somerset Berkley takes a timeout. So we'll be right back after this. And we are back with 5:33 left in the second quarter, as Holliston is out to a 21-0 lead. And the Panthers have the ball on the Somerset Berkley 41. 1st and 10. Arvanitis takes the snap. Looking deep, looking for Gimlet. Oh! Pass came up a little short, forced Gimlet to pull up, and a Somerset Berkley defender is able to get in there.
There's the first controversial call of the game.
Oh my gosh!
And I have my favorite referee right here to my left, but I'm not gonna get a quote out of him. I'm not gonna force him into that, but that's all right. That's all right. 5:24 left to go in the half. 21-0, Holliston.
Gimlet had space on that play. The throw came up a little short, forced him to slow down a little bit. As Arvanitis in the backfield takes the snap, hands it off to Benson. Benson going to his left, gets out to the 35. Fighting for the first down, might have come up about a yard short. He gets out to about the 33, 32.
Looks like he's climbing stairs here. He takes off to his left, then he cuts upfield a little bit, then takes off to the left, then cuts upfield, then another off to the left, and he almost got the first down out of it.
Long one or a short two for the first down. Third down.
So it'll bring up third and a long one. They are in the war formation. Brian Gary in there. As he takes the snap, pitches to, looks like, Dylan Ibbotson. He's got room. Getting out to the 10, and he scores. Long run, 33 yards for Dylan Ibbotson in the war formation. Able to get to that right side and push it in for another Panthers touchdown.
Okay, you want speed, you want balance, you want power. You know, we talk about Tristan Benson. Well, you get the same thing with the same mix right there with Dylan Ibbotson. They did a nice job. And once again, I'm telling you, when that offensive line is just absolutely taking control of this ball game.
They have been very solid pretty much the whole season, but the last few weeks especially. As Connor Mulvaney comes out for the kick. Kick is up, and it is wide left. So it goes wide left. Still 27-0. 4:32 left to go in the half.
For Dylan Ibbotson, that was his 5th trip to the end zone this season and the 17th of his Panther career. He's been outstanding both offensively and defensively for the Panthers.
Panthers offense is humming right now. 225 total yards of offense, 108 yards in the air, 117 on the ground.
Hey, want to give a shout out to Ken Dunn down in Charlotte, North Carolina, watching the game. Author of the Panther history book and, of course, the Panther stat book, which I'm using. Both can be found on Amazon. And I did find out with the 76 yards, with the 57 yards tonight, Topher Ryan's at 924 career yards, just 76 short of 1,000.
And Nick Cotting back to kick. Kick is away. Short kick. Lands around the 32.
That's free ball. That's a free ball.
Panther player David Harding almost recovered that. Took a little bounce, saying he just missed it. The Raiders will start around their own 32.
Well, they're in a tough situation now, and I think what you might see Holliston do is get pretty aggressive. I think they want that ball back to get one more score with 4:27 left to go in the first half.
Shaker back out there for the war. Hands it off, going to the left. Stopped at the line for no gain. Ryan Cahill in there. Ryan Burchard in there. Timothy Aylward in there as well.
Touchdown, Timothy Aylward.
That's right, touchdown, Tim Aylward.
Mitchell Gimlet, all in on the stop. Gain of a long 2.
So they picked up 2 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 8. Shaker takes the snap. Keeps it himself going up the middle. Gets out to about the 38. Pickup of about 4.
See that, and that was the same play I saw before that I thought, I'm still not quite sure if that's a broken play on it. It might not be. I know
It looked broken.
Yeah, Holliston a lot of times does the same thing with their quarterback in the war, but he'll be very close to the line when he spins, and then he usually spins and waits for an opening to come, and then he finds it. But that's the second time. It kind of looked like he was looking for a running back to come across behind him.
So 3rd and 4 for the Warriors. Shaker takes the snap, Hands it off, going up the middle. And they did not get to the first down. Looks like they're stopped around the 40. So that'll end up leaving a 4th and 2.
And now you got a real problem, because if you go for it and you don't make it, you're going to give Holliston a real short field. But if you kick it, you know you're giving it up, and you're going to give Holliston the ball back. So this is a tough decision there for Coach Freitas. Good coach, by the way. He's done a nice job out there with the Somerset Berkley boys.
They beat Hanover last week, 15-12.
And so they are going for it as they line up in war. Shaker under center, takes it, keeps it himself, rolling to his right. He's going to keep it himself. And, oh, it's going to be close.
No, I don't think he got it.
I do not think he got it either.
Got it. Got knocked out right at the 40.
Looked like Mulvaney over there on the tackle.
They broke the down marker. Holliston players are signaling they have it.
Yeah, they definitely have it.
And so that'll give the Panthers the ball with great field position to start. They'll spot it at the 41, as the Panthers will have 2 minutes and 11 seconds to make a drive, 41 yards.
Either a drive 41 yards, or in their case, a lot of time just a play 41 yards. Matt Ivanitis has just looked really, really strong tonight. He's doing a nice job.
Arvanitis back in the shotgun. He's got Benson directly behind him. As he takes the snap, keeps it himself. Looking to his left. He's got a man. He's got Brian Gary. Brought down around the 30. Picked up about 11 for a first down. So the Panthers pick up a first down on their first play. 11 yards for Brian Gary from Arvanitis.
Gary's been getting involved more and more when they're in the spread offense, and he had that great game over in Hopkinton a couple of weeks ago.
Record-setting game.
Arvanitis takes the snap, drops back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Looking deep downfield for Gimlet. He's open. He's got him. Another touchdown for the Panthers, making it 33-0 with 1:24 left in the half. Arvanitis able to step up in the pocket there.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. He was able to get up in the pocket. The pocket was formed really nicely, and he did get some pressure on him for the first time tonight, and he just kind of fended off the pressure and threw the ball in. I think they'll probably, I'm guessing they'll go to war here and go for 2, maybe, would be my guess.
Looks like they will. Brian Gary in there at the quarterback, under center. Takes the snap, pitches to Benson. Benson going up the middle, and he's in for the 2-point conversion, making it 35-0 Panthers.
Oh, and this offensive line, I got to tell you, this offensive line has just absolutely been amazing. They're just doing everything so well. These last 2 games, I mean, boy, oh boy, it's tough to say whether or not we've seen an offensive line in a long, long time that has been this dominant.
Matt Arvanitis with his 29th touchdown pass of his Panther career. And Mitch Gimblett is in the end zone for the 9th time of his Panther career. Mitch Gimblett leading the Panthers with, he's close to 900 all-purpose yards so far this season.
And I'll tell you, there's 1:24 left, and I believe Holliston has all 3 of their timeouts. So this half is nowhere close to being over yet. Somerset Berkley better get a first down.
The kick is away. Low line and kick, a little bit farther this time, out to about the 18, about the 13. As they get out to about the 34 before being brought down. Teddy Radcliffe in on the tackle. And Somerset Berkley will start around their own 34.
So there's 1:16 left to go in this half. Let's see how Coach Kiley plays this. If they make a couple stops early, see if he calls a timeout and see if he can get that ball back one more time.
For about 19. 1:16 to go in the half. Raiders have it.
The Warriors in the war formation. Minute 16 left in the half. They take it. Pitch it going up the middle. Met at the line. Gain of about 1. Looked like Ethan Robideau on the carry. But he is stopped for only... Looks like he got about 2. So 2nd and 8 as the clock runs down to 50 seconds.
I guess they're just going to let the clock go. They'll run this last play probably and then go in for the half.
Shaker takes the snap. Pitches to Rodriguez, going to his right. And it looks like he is stopped. No gain. And so with 20 seconds left on the clock, it looks like that'll bring us down to the end of the half, as it does not appear Somerset Berkley will try and rush up for another play.
Clock winding out and winding down on just an absolute dominant half by Holliston here, offense, defense, and special teams.
Up. Somerset Berkley trying to rush up for one last play, but the clock ran out. And so that brings us to an end of our first half, as Holliston jumps out to a big 35-0 lead on touchdowns by Ibbotson, Radcliffe, a few other players.
Cast of thousands.
And so we'll be right back with the second half from Committee and Field. And we are back with second half action from Committee and Field as the Panthers are out to a 35-0 lead. And now we will head over to Carlos for the first half stats.
Thanks, Owen. The score at halftime, it's all Panthers in this one, 35-0 over the Somerset Berkley Raiders. They're dominating on the scoreboard, and the Panthers are dominating on the stat sheet. 10 first downs for Holliston, only 2 for Somerset Berkley. 266 total yards of offense for the Panthers. The Panthers' defense getting it done as well. They've held Somerset Berkley to only 61 total yards on offense. 149 yards passing, 117 yards rushing for the Panthers, 61 yards rushing for Somerset Berkley. No passing yards at all for the Raiders in the first half. For the Panthers, quarterback Matt Arvanitis was 7 of 9 for 149 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. 3 ball carriers getting it done on offense, scoring the other 3 touchdowns. Tristan Benson's got 52 yards and a touchdown. Teddy Ratcliffe has 30 yards and a touchdown. And Dylan Ibbotson has 34 yards and a touchdown. And then receiving that touchdown from Matt Arvanitis was Mitch Gimlet on a 43-yarder. He's got 81 total yards on 3 catches. Tilfer Ryan is having a good first half as well. He's got 3 catches for 57 yards. For Somerset Berkley, quarterback Robert Shaker, he's 0 of 2 for no yards and an interception. And their leading ball carrier is Robert Shaker. He's got 35 yards on 6 carries. Defensively for the Panthers, Connor Mulvaney, Kevin Lyons, and David Harding are leading all tacklers in the first half. And then, of course, the big interception by Dylan Ibbotson in the first half as well. For more stats and information on the Holliston Panthers, you can follow us on Twitter at HCAT Football, and that's the lowdown.
And so we're getting ready. Nick Cotting getting ready to kick it off. Panthers, as you said, a big first half. Looking to build on it.
Nick Cotting to kick this one off, start off the second half.
Nick Cotting goes back to kick. Kick goes out to about the 20. Runs back to the 30. Barrels forward for about 33, 34. Kevin Lyons in there, taking the hit, able to bring him down. Corey Rindu running it back about 14 yards.
Well, you heard the stats there from Carlos, and of course, this defense giving up only 60 yards, a little plus or minus there, and I would say probably at least half of it was on that fake punt. And other than that, this Holliston defense has just been smothering.
The Warriors go back to the war. Shaker still in there, quarterback. He hands it off to Robideau. And they pick up maybe 1 on the play. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Looks like they'll give him about 2. Maybe 3. He picked up 3 on the run. So 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard run by Robideau. Little double handoff, going back to Robideau. Looked like he was stopped for no gain.
Yeah, they've gone to the well a little bit too often with that play, and so what Holliston's doing now is just they're bringing their end in, or whoever's covering the outside. This time it looked like Mitch Gimmel. He came in, cut off this guy here, coming out to this side, and so he totally took that away, and then the rest of the interior line focused on getting in and getting that tackle. So that's a play that really hasn't done much for them tonight.
And so that brings up 3rd and 6. He picked up 1 on the play.
Now it's kind of tough to blitz against this because there's really nobody going back, but Holliston might get aggressive here.
Shaker keeps himself. David Harding giving chase. Oh, got a hand on him, but he's able to get away from it. Lyons pushes him out of bounds around the 42. Looks like he is stopped short of the 1st down, but it will be a short 4th down.
See, and that's what I mean. It's tough to blitz in the sense that you always you think of as maybe someone finding a gap, opening up a gap, and getting in there, letting the defensive linemen taking on those offensive linemen. But they can blitz from the outside, and that's what David Harding did. And once again, David Harding getting in there and putting the pressure on a quarterback. Of course, Shaker did a really good job of getting away and coming up and getting near a 1st down here.
So with 10:21 left in the 3rd quarter, Somerset Berkley is attempting a 4th and 1. They pitch it to Robideau. Robideau cuts back up the middle, and it's going to be close.
I think they're going to give him the spot. Where they're spotting it right now, it looks like he made it.
Yeah, it looks like Robideau reached out at the last second, picked it up, and so he got the 1st down, getting out to the 44.
So that set of downs really was Shaker. The big play was Shaker being able to get out there, the quarterback, and going back to pass and just barely getting away from David Harding. Clock's running, 9:50 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
And so with the ball on their own 44, Raiders trying to drive downfield, tighten the score a little bit. Shaker rolls out to his right, looking to pass, throws it away over into the sideline. Could be intentional grounding, but
well, it might be. I think they're going to talk this one over. That's kind of close, to be honest with you. I mean, there was a man kind of in the area.
Come on, they're down 35-0. What do you want?
Well, I know, but I mean, you still got to play the game the right way, right?
Yeah, right.
So let's see what they do here. I think they're probably going to let it go. Oh, they're going to call it. They're going to call a intentional grounding, so that's a loss of down.
Patrick Kennedy was the closest receiver, but he was a good 10 yards away from where the ball landed. And the ball landed about 3 yards out of bounds.
So despite Tom's looking for that to let him kind of go.
I would go further. I think they should give a sack to Tim Aylward on that. Not only do you throw a flag, you should give the guy a sack.
Actually, you really should. You really should.
So that moves it back to the 34, and it brings up 2nd and 20.
And now Holliston's really going to put some pressure on from the outside again.
2nd and 20.
They do a little double handoff back to Robideau. Robideau getting out to about the 38 before he is stopped. Like David Harding in there.
One of the things, and of course they've been pretty successful. Like I said, they've had some games where they've scored a lot of points, over 50 points, so they know what they're doing out there. But to me, it seems if you're going to run something like the War, you want to run it very quickly. You don't want to take a long time for the play to develop, because if you do, everybody from the defense is right in that area. It's not spread out like when you're running a spread offense. So if everybody's in that area and it takes a long time to develop, someone's going to go back in there and make the tackle. And now they go out of the spread for the first time tonight.
So Shaker's back in the shotgun on the spread. They put Robideau in motion. Shaker's going to keep it himself, going up the middle. And he stays on his feet. But he does get dragged down at the end by Kevin Lyons. Taken down around the 42. He was able to shed what looked to be a quick hit for no gain and make a little something out of it, but it will be 4th and very long.
Yeah, Ryan Cahill did a nice job. Ryan's in the middle of that defensive line there, and he did a really nice job of getting in there and in cutting down Shaker a little bit. And then Shaker was able to get away from him, but Kevin Lyons was right there to finish him off.
Like seeing those down linemen get to the outside the stripes to make the tackle.
Shaker back to punt. Low snap. Takes it off the bounce. Punts it away. Spiraling down.
Did that hit a Holliston player?
Looked like it got close to Sean Keast, but I do not think it hit him.
Guess not.
Yeah, went over his shoulder. So Holliston will have it at the 22-yard line with 7:55 left to go in the third quarter, as they are out 35-0.
Last week against Medfield, Holliston had 6 Panthers in the end zone, 6 different Panthers in the end zone. So far tonight, 5 different touchdowns made by 5 different Panthers.
Share the wealth. So the Panthers come out here with 7:55 left to go in the third.
They'll have a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Looks like they've gone to War, as Gary's in there. Gary pitches it to Benson, who hands it off to Ibbotson. Ibbotson going to his right. Out to, looks like he got to about the 30. Pick up there of about 7. No, looks like about 5. About 7? Yeah, 7 yards.
For those, and for those of you that think, okay, they're kind of in the War, they're kind of maybe calming it down a little bit, just go back a week and remember last week, and they were able to score from anywhere on this field out of this War offense. It's pretty impressive when your War offense can also be a quick strike offense.
They had 305 rushing yards without throwing a pass last week against Medfield.
And so on 2nd and 3, Gary hands it off to Benson. Benson going to his left.
He's moving. He has the first down and more.
And he gets out to the 45. Picking up the first down. Pick up of about 15 on the play.
Yeah, Tim Elwood gets out here and did a very nice
touchdown. Tim Elwood.
Sorry. Touchdown, Tim Elwood. Got out there, and made a nice block.
So we're joking, but a little bit. But Tim Elwood with a beautiful 40-yard touchdown run last week against Medfield, his first touchdown of the season.
And so after the 15-yard pickup by Tristan Benson, Panthers have a 1st and 10 on their own 45. Still in War. As Gary takes the snap, pitches to Ibbotson. Ibbotson cutting up the middle. Able to fight up to about the 48. Picking up about 3 on the play.
And you see there, Owen, Tom, you see what I mean about how much more quickly Holliston, the plays take a lot less time to develop, it seems to me, what Holliston's doing. And because they're so quick, that's the place where this offense, I think, works its best. It's not really deception. It's just quickness and being able to react quickly to any openings in the defense.
Panthers are faced with a 2nd and 7 after Ibbotson picks up 3 on the play. Gary takes the snap. Pitches to Schneelock. Schneelock gets out to midfield before he's pushed back. Looks like they're going to spot him. A little flag after the play. So looks like the ball was spotted just over the 50-yard line, but we'll have to see what the flag is. Flag came out pretty late. Could be unsportsmanlike.
Looks like maybe a hand to a face or something. Let's see what they're calling here.
It's 35-0, you know.
Personal foul against the defense.
Yeah, I think it was the hands to the face.
So that'll move it forward.
Be a 5-yard penalty. 15-yard penalty. Correction.
So a 15-yard penalty.
But see now this will be because the penalty where the ball was. This will be a first down. But if they didn't make a first down here because it's not a roughing penalty, that would not have been that's not an automatic first down. But it will be a first down here.
It does move him up to the 35, to the 36. Excuse me.
They'll start Holliston from the 36.
Boy, Brian Gary does a really nice job running this offense, doesn't he?
As he takes the snap, pitches to Schneelock, who, ooh, he was trying to hand it back to Gimlet. A little bit of confusion. Ball popped out. And
the reaction kind of looks like it might be Holliston ball. No,
Holliston.
That was on the second half of the reverse.
Gimlet able to fall on it, prevent a turnover. They had to lose about 3 on the play, so that'll bring up 2nd and 13.
.450 left to go in the third. Clock rolling.
Ball on the Raiders 39 as Gary takes the snap. And he pitches to Benson. Benson cutting up the middle, getting out to about the 36, maybe to the 37. Looks like he'll be closer to the 37.
So
picked up 2 on the play.
Third down here, and of course what will happen here is this is 4-down territory for Coach Kiley, I'm pretty sure.
3rd and long, 3rd and 11. But they have shown they can run some big plays out of the war. Last week they had a few long touchdowns out of the war.
3rd and 11.
I'd like to see Brian Gary step back and throw a pass.
I don't want to foreshadow anything, but I see Tim Aylward's in there. And they hand it to Tim. Tim goes up the middle to the 32. Picking up 5 on the play.
Some nice blocking out there. You know, you see big number 54 out there, Brian Burchard, the senior co-captain, and boy, oh boy, he's a really good blocker. He's really good offensive lineman. That offensive line is really special. You got Chris O'Connell out there, and who else they got out there? Is that Ryan Cahill out there? 56?
Yep.
Robert Payne, 74.
Patrick Griffith, yeah.
Just those kids really stepped up. Coach Perry's got those kids firing on all cylinders these last few games.
And so on 4th and 6, Panthers are going for it in the war formation. Hand it to Ibbotson, who hands it back to Benson. Benson going to his left. He's got room. He is stopped short, it looks like. He is stopped short. Stopped about 4 yards short, it looks like. And so that'll be a turnover, and the Raiders will take it over.
And I believe, Tom, that's the first time they've stopped Holliston tonight.
That's right.
Raiders will start on their own 29.
.252 left to go in the third quarter. If this score holds going to the fourth quarter at 35-0, we'll go into running time.
Somerset Berkley starts their drive from their own 29-yard line, 1st and 10.
Looks like they are in the spread as Shaker pitches it out to Robideau. Robideau getting out to about the 35 before he is forced out of bounds. Looks like he is short of the 35, getting out to about the 33.
Wow, I thought he made a lot more yardage than that.
Did look like it, yeah.
Nice job by Holliston kind of stringing that out a little bit. He was able to turn the corner just a bit, but they were right there to finish him off. Now you kind of look here. They like to come to this right side when they're over there on that hash mark.
Raiders go back to the war after running the first play and spread. Robideau in motion. Shaker hands it right up off the middle. Picks up some yards, but they will be short of the first down. Getting out to about the 37. Pickup of about 4 yards, which would bring up 3rd and 2.
Clock keeps, no, the clock stopped right now, 1:54. Here we go, starting up again.
Looked like someone had equipment.
So once again, if Somerset Berkley's forced with a 3rd down. See how aggressive Holliston gets on this.
Clock is running with 1:30 left in the quarter.
3rd and 2 for the Raiders as they have the ball on their own 37. They're in the spread offense. They pitch it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez going to the right, and he is stopped about a yard short of the first down. Aylward in on the stop, and that'll bring up 4th and a short 1.
And my guess is right now, I'm guessing they might as well go for it. There's no reason not to. The clock rolling now, coming under just 1 minute left in the 3rd. They've tried a few things on 4th down. They're very successful, punt where they just ran out of punt formation. And they like to do some of that double razzle-dazzle stuff on 4th downs.
4th and 1, they go into the war formation. Shaker hands it off to Robideau. Robideau fighting for it, but it doesn't look like he got it.
No, where they're marking it, he did not get it.
It does look like he is short of the first down. Great stop by the Panthers defense. Looked like Dylan Ibbotson.
Ibbotson was in on the stop. Along with David Harding.
Well, what are they going to measure, it looks like. 22 seconds left to go in the 3rd. I mean, where they came out to show they marked it, it didn't look like he was almost a yard short, but where he's marking it now, depending which foot they're going to mark it on.
They give him a measure because the coach asked for one, so they just give it to him.
Yeah, Holliston's got it.
They are short, so Holliston came up with a big stop, regaining possession.
Never seen so much action within one 10-yard period. 10 yards.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Like the Civil War.
About 9 plays there. And
right.
2 drives, 2 failed 4th down conversions on 2 consecutive drives by both teams. As the Panthers will take over, they go back to the war formation. 22 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Holliston still out 35-0. As Gary is under center. Whistle is blown. Time out. Somerset Berkley. So with 22 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, we'll be right back after this timeout. And we are back with 22 seconds left in the 3rd quarter as Holliston is faced with a 1st and 10 on the Somerset Berkley 39-yard line.
Give it to number 22.
Brian Gary under center in the war formation. They pitch it to Tristan Benson. Tristan Benson going to his left. He's got room, getting out to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15. Forced out of bounds around the 13-yard line. Pickup of about 26 by Tristan Benson on the first play of the quarter. 12 seconds left. Clock stops as he got out of bounds.
well, one of the things that happened there, Tristan was able to turn the corner, just his exceptional speed, but the angle that defensive back took was absolutely perfect. He was able to get to Tristan. Normally, Tristan's going to beat those guys. That guy's got a little bit of speed.
That'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter.
So that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter as the clock runs out. Holliston's up 35-0, and we'll be right back with 4th quarter action. And we are back with 4th quarter action as we're going to get some stats from Carlos.
Yeah, the Panthers are rolling on offense. They've eclipsed the 300-yard mark. They've got 324 yards of offense almost a third of that is from Tristan Benson alone. He's got 97 yards.
And so they pitch it to Ibbotson. Ibbotson has room, trying to get in there. Looks like he's forced out around the 1 or 2 yard line. And so he picked up the first down, and we'll be right back. And we are back with 11:42 left in the 11:40 left in the fourth quarter. Panthers in war on the 1 yard line. Gary kept it and he handed it up up the middle, and they score. They get in there for the touchdown, making it 41-0 Panthers. Tim Aylward appears to have scored the touchdown, his second on the season. And the Panthers make it 41-0 with 11:10 left in the fourth quarter.
And nothing but domination once again by that offensive line. They are just absolutely sensational and working with those running backs and the skill position players. And right now, Coach Kiley and his staff has got these kids clicking, really, really playing great football.
Mulvaney out for the extra point. Kick is up. And it is good. 42-0 Panthers as the clock is running. And the Panthers just added their 6th different player to score today. Second week in a row they have had 6 different players score 6 touchdowns.
So we're trying to follow some of the scores of the other games, and it sounds like Ashland is
20.
Is it what now?
23-0 over Rockland down there.
23-0 over Rockland. So it's good to see Ashland. You know, we want to get these TVL teams as many as we can and deep into the playoffs, and you know, good to see Ashland doing that.
So Nick Cotting in to kick as the clock runs down past 10 minutes. 42-0 Panthers here. Line and kick. Rendu, Hank takes it around the 17. Runs it back. Gets up to about the 30. Still going to the 35. To the 40. Out to about the 44-yard line. So a return of about 22. About 24 on the play. As Somerset Berkley will start around their own 44.
Yeah, we're going to have a whole slew of new Panthers coming in here to play defense.
They'll mark it at around the 44. First and 10.
Once again, running time, the clock's rolling. It's 9:10 left to go in this ball game.
So first and 10, Somerset Berkley. And it looks like we'll have a timeout Holliston as Somerset Berkley tried to rush up to the line, catch him off guard with there in the huddle. And we're back as the clock runs past 8:55. First and 10, Somerset Berkley, as they're on their own 44.
Early third quarter score from Canton, Massachusetts, where the Bulldogs are leading Foxborough 8-0.
Yeah, well, that's going to determine where Holliston plays next week. Of course, if Foxborough can pull it out, then Holliston will be home here at Comedian Field next Friday night. Otherwise, we'll be traveling to Canton.
Holliston is 12-1 all time in the playoffs at Comedian Field. Looks like they'll move to 13-1 after tonight. Somerset Berkley picks up about 3 on the handoff. Looks like Robideau was the ball carrier. Derek D'Angelo on the stop for Holliston.
Nice play by Derek D'Angelo. Derek able to come up and cross that line and make the tackle.
He's had a few good rushes this year as well in offense. The Raiders in the war formation. They pitch it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets out to about midfield. So he picked up about 3 on the play, bringing up 3rd and 4.
Looks like Brennan Ibbotson on that stop. The younger brother of Dylan. That's one of the things you see a lot in Holliston. So many times these brothers, one comes up right behind the other, and And they all seem, whenever they come with that many kids in the same family, they all seem to be pretty good.
And they pitch it up the middle. Looks like he got out to about the 48, 47. So it won't be enough for a first down, but it'll set up a short fourth down.
Matthew Robideau, the ball carrier. Got a couple. 4th and 2.
Clock running right now. It'll be 6:50 left to go in the game. This is interesting right here. See if Holliston can stop them.
They take it, pitch it to Rendu.
First down, Raiders.
Rendu picks up the first down. Gets out to about the 43. So a pickup of about,
Gain of about 6.
looks like he picked up about 6 on the play.
Carries on the right side.
That'll move the chains. Clock runs past 6:30.
First and 10 at the 42.
First and 10 at the Holliston 42, as the Raiders are in the war formation, and they pitch it to Rendu. Rendu going up the middle. Looks like he trucked a man, but that man was a man on his own team. And nonetheless picked up about 5. Looks like closer to 7.
You know, since that,
And 3.
after the Ashland game, of course, Holliston went over to Hopkins, and Hopkins got ahead 12-7. And since that time, I think Holliston has outscored their opponents. I think something like 117-6, maybe something like that. In that 6 was last week when the very last play of the game.
Last play of the game.
Yeah, when you know Holliston had their second or third team in there. So this team is really turned it on, and you know, as I said earlier, they're just playing very well right across the board. And the other thing is, once again, they're getting these kids with some really good playoff experience. You know, a lot of these kids out there now, a lot of them will be coming back next year, and you know, they'll have some experience under their belt.
So after Robideau picked up 1, they hand it off to Rendu. Rendu's got room. He's got green space. He'll bring that in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Raiders.
So touchdown Raiders with 5 minutes left in the game. Makes it 42-6.
From the 34.
Rendu able to get it in there from 40 yards out for the Raiders' first points of the game.
Makes it 42-6. Less than 5 minutes to go.
Let's see if they go for 2 here.
They are going for 2 as
Will line up to go for 2.
they get into the war. Shaker at quarterback puts Rendu in motion. He's rolling. He's got nowhere to go.
Nice job.
And he gets brought down by the Panthers. Looked like Justin Baddock came in at the end, but there was initial contact by another Panther.
Justin Baddock.
Justin's another one of those guys. You know, Justin gets in the middle of that defense, and he's done a nice job. He's come in and filled in for Holliston on the defense, the middle of that defense, and he's really a good little ball player. I mean, he's tough. You know, he gets in there and he's got to deal with the bigger kids a lot of times in those offensive line, and he just goes right in and does his business. Nicely done. So nice play there by him.
And so with 3:25 left in the game, the Raiders make it 42-6.
Clock just keeps running now. It's when this kickoff gets off, there'll probably be under 3 minutes left to go in the game. Oh, we got a minute. We want to thank Mark Dennison and Chris McNaney. They're down there on the field, and they are absolutely freezing, but doing a great job of camera work for us.
Medeiros with a big kick out to the 15, returned by Schneelock to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. He's got room. To the 40, breaks a tackle to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and he's in for the touchdown. I do not see any flags. That would make it 48-6 Panthers as Christian Schneelock with I think it's his 3rd big return of the day. with one being brought back by penalties.
Well, you know what happened when you watch this replay on this game, what you're going to see is he comes up and he waits. He's very, very patient. He waits for the block, and then he goes a little bit further and waits for another block, goes a little bit further. And then he turns on the jets, and he just goes right by everybody else. Very nicely. That's a perfect example of how to run that back. He's really special. I mean, he's going to be something. He's only a junior. He's back next year.
So after an 85-yard return makes it 48-6 Panthers. Connor Mulvaney's kick is off the upright, no good.
Al Michaels would call that a doink.
So that leaves it 48-6.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be losing sleep over that one, though.
Now let's see how long it takes to set up this kickoff team and this return team, because this clock is running with 1:20 left to go in the ball game, just 80 seconds. So again, I want to thank Mark Dennison and Chris McNanny down there in the field cameras. They're doing a great job, and they're freezing, so all you people all over the world can relax in your nice warm homes and see the game. Next week, keep an eye on next week where we're going to play. We're not quite sure. We're going to wait to get the final from that Foxborough-Canton game. But if we are here in Comedian, or even if we're down at Canton, come on down and cheer on the kids. That's going to be a big game. That's going to be for the D5 South championship. And then from there, whoever wins that's just 2 games away from the Super Bowl.
End of the third quarter, 8-0 Canton, but Foxborough is on the 3-yard line of Canton.
A low kick by Cotting. Bounces out to about the 20 before it's picked up. They run it back. He's got some room. And he is brought down. Looked like Kevin Lyons in there. Able to knock him over. Timothy Aylward in there as well. But they get out to about the 45. But that'll bring the clock past 10 seconds. Looks like they're trying to run another play. And they get it off. They hand it to Rendu, who hands it back off to Robideau. And he's brought down. So that is the end of the game, as the Panthers pick up a big 48-6 win here in the semifinals, off of touchdowns by 6 different Panthers.
Well, this is a team right now that really looks pretty strong. They're playing their best football of the year, and they're playing it against some playoff caliber teams in D5 South. So, anything goes next week. You never know. I mean, it's a whole different ball game. Of course, that we're hoping that they can get a playoff game at home here. And the other thing, by the way, about that Foxborough team, it's coached by Holliston's own Jack Martinelli, whose son Brian set all kinds of records here in Holliston. And Jack's a great guy. I'm sure a lot of people in town know him. So we're always rooting for Jack and his team. But hopefully he'll be able to pull it off. But if not, then we'll be down in Canton next week. So right now, 48-6, and we're going to go to Carlos Canto for the final lowdown.
Thanks, Jay. The final score from Comedian Field, all Panthers in this one, 48-6 over the Raiders from Somerset Berkley. Very dominant performance by the Panthers, as the stats will indicate. 13 first downs for Holliston, only 5 first downs in the whole game for Somerset Berkley. 337 total yards of offense for Holliston. That's 149 yards passing, 188 yards rushing. The Holliston defense did a great job containing Somerset Berkley to only 147 yards of total offense, and all of that came on the ground. Somerset Berkley did not complete a pass tonight. They went 0 for 4, 0 yards through the air. So very dominant performance by both sides of the ball from the Holliston Panthers. And for more stats and information on the Holliston Panthers, you can follow us on Twitter at HCAT Football, and that's the lowdown.
All right, thank you, Los. Once again, thanks to Mark Dennison and Chris McNanny down there in the field. Thanks to lovely Lisa up here with the big camera, and Bruce running that stuff that he runs there, all that technical stuff, that telling us who's watching all over the world and everything. Great job, Bruce. Thank you very much. Nice job, Tom Emmons, and of course Owen, who pretty much games. He's undefeated, I think. And,
He is.
He's undefeated. So final score from Holliston. Holliston 48-6. They win the semifinal game for D5 South. We'll be playing the championship next week. Tune in, find out where it is. Good night, everyone.